Investment in infrastructure development, refurbishment and upgrade. Airports Company South Africa, affectionately known as ACSA, we are on a mission to acquire, develop and manage world-class airports and related businesses for the benefit of all our stakeholders and for the socio-economic development of South Africa. To satisfy anticipated demand, the economic regulator has granted a 4-year permission for a 21.7 billion rand capital expenditure program dedicated to infrastructure development and refurbishment, allowing us to develop world-class airport infrastructure that facilitates seamless movement of people and cargo. The capital expenditure program will boost our vision of being the world's most sought-after partner for providing air management solutions by 2030. A comprehensive infrastructure development plan has been approved and implementation has commenced.
A very warm welcome to all of you watching. My name is Wezama Tomane and welcome as we have a fantastic dialogue right here at the ACSA International Indaba Conference Center. So I'm joined today by Mr. Charles Shilowa, who is the Group Executive of Capital Infrastructure and Asset Management. Sir, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Great. So we want to just have an engagement on a couple of items. First of all, let's just talk about ACSA's approach to infrastructure development and refurbishment.
It's all planned ahead of time. So we have a process where we do what we call a master plan. We do precinct plans. And what that is, it gives us an indication of what infrastructure we can develop where. That is at the master plan level. At the precinct level, then it just allows us to zoom on the airport itself and identify which infrastructure at what point will be developed within the airport precinct. There's also what we call a rule of thumb. A rule of thumb always says if capacity within your airport reaches about 70%, you should then plan for an expansion, whether it's a cargo facility, it's a passenger terminal facility, or supporting subsystems. So it's all planned ahead of time, and the trigger points are well understood.
Now, when we talk about the capital investment program in itself, I'm sure ACSA has a couple of top priorities. What are they?
At the moment, the focus is on rehabilitation and refurbishment. We have done analysis on, let me call it age analysis on our assets. And we are aware that most of our assets are sitting on the way out phase of their life cycle. And hence, if you look at the 21.7 billion that is allocated, most of it will go towards rehabilitation and refurbishment. To be precise, we're looking at 81.2% of the 21.7 billion will be allocated to refurbishment and rehabilitation. We do have funds allocated as well to capacity, commercial projects, statutory compliance, efficiency and technology. And maybe just to give you a flavor of how much towards capacity, we're looking at about 15.2 roundabout, and balance of, say, about 3.5 will actually go towards commercial type projects. What's important also to note is this capital program touches all our airports. We currently have the 3 international airports which you know about, King Shaka, Cape Town and OR Tambo. And we have the 6 domestic airports. And all of them have a share of that 21.7 billion.
Now, you mentioned quite a high percentage of this 21.7 billion is actually going to, whether it's refurbishment or upgrade and upkeep, how much of that gives opportunities to SMMEs and local businesses?
So I'll say the opportunities are at two levels. When we are government-owned, we are a state-owned entity, and in our tender documents, there's a requirement for Black economic empowerment. So at that level, you can consider that as one area where the local businesses will get to benefit. But at the second level, it's, as you will know, that the build program in itself, it's labor intensive. And in most instances, more often than not, the personnel, the labor, it's sourced from the local communities. So we believe that at those two levels, the benefit will then trickle down to SMMEs.
All of those things definitely make quite a major difference. Now, thanks for that. Let's take a step back and maybe go into the cargo and the logistics sector. I know ACSA is preparing for some future growth in those areas. Just tell us about how that's going to happen.
The focus currently is on OR Tambo, where we have design capacity of 650,000 tons per annum. We had planned to start the refurbishment program just before COVID, which we had to stop for obvious reasons. During COVID, the focus moved to survival. We have now reactivated that project to refurbish the existing cargo facilities. And that's the first step for us. The second one is we have an amount of 5.7 billion that is allocated in our CAPEX program for what we call midfield cargo terminal. And that project is going to start in this permission. In fact, when I say this permission, it runs from FY24 to FY28, but it's going to proceed in FY29, 30, because it's quite a huge CAPEX program. And the aim is for us to increase our capacity by additional 750,000 tons as phase one of the project. And thereafter, phase two will take us to 2 million tons per annum. The combined capacity for our Tambo existing facilities and midfield cargo terminal will then be 2.65 million tons per annum.
That's massive. That is literally way more than double. This is exciting stuff.
Definitely, yes, I agree.
So talking about the future airports, and especially we're kind of looking at the future and where we are now, what are we currently doing, and where does innovation also play a role in getting us to this future? What are some of the innovative things that are currently happening around the airports of ACSA right now, and where do you see that going?
An airport business, it's an international business and regulated, highly regulated. So technology that gets applied, whether it's for security purposes, whether to facilitate passengers' luggage, it's all tested and approved. So where we are, we're looking at piloting some of these best technologies so that we decide on how best to introduce them into our airport operation to facilitate movement of passengers, aircraft, as I've indicated, at our airports.
So, also regarding the future, a lot of organizations worldwide are moving towards a greener world. I know that ACSA is also in that process as well, with a couple of solar panel installations. I know Uppington Airport has them. Can you kind of maybe just tell us a little bit more about that? Which airports already have some solar? Where do you see it going? Is green and carbonless a direction that ACSA is also looking into?
You are right. We have already installed solar PV, what's called photovoltaic, at 6 of our regional airports. And the plan now is for us to focus on the 3 international airports, King Shaka, OR Tambo, and Cape Town. And we do have funds allocated in this permission or in this CAPEX program for ensuring that we have solar PV installed at these international airports. But over and above that, we're looking at storage, battery storage, because we believe if you have solar PV, which is just the panels, when it's combined with battery storage, it just allows for us to start to manage what we call peak shaving. So when we hit peak, we are able to then manage it better than currently it's being done.
Yeah.
So that's definitely going to be the focus.
Thank you so much. These have been very, very insightful. I think this was an insightful conversation. I want you to maybe just give us any parting shots, any last comments before we conclude.
No, thank you very much for this opportunity. I think for me, what I would like to say is the major CAPEX program for ACSA was leading to 2010. We're sitting currently with 21.7 billion, which is, compared to what we had then, it's actually much bigger in value. And we believe that once this program is fully rolled out, you will realize as a passenger, as a South African, that the ACSA airport infrastructure, it's world-class. Congestions that are currently being experienced at airports like Chief David Stearman, King Paulo, George, will have been dealt with. Other airports like Kimberley, Bloemfontein, and Uppington also will have been addressed. And our flagship airport, OR Tambo International Airport, will have new busing gates, will have midfield cargo terminal, and it will be a totally different airport. Cape Town International Airport, there's a lot of congestion on the domestic arrivals, on the domestic departures, on the international side as well. And all these are going to be addressed during this capital program. So you're looking at a program that is going to create a different ACSA from an infrastructure perspective than you currently know.
Wow. Well, all these are really exciting. A different ACSA means a better ACSA, and it means a better experience for South Africans and, of course, the international visitors that grace our shores as well. So this is all really, really positive. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Shilowa, the Group Executive Capital Infrastructure and Asset Management right here at ACSA. Thank you so much for staying tuned and watching us, of course. And remember to keep following us on ACSA platform platforms. That's where you get to know how we plan to seamlessly connect you to your next. The name is Wezama Tomani, signing out.